Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. And it's time for a video where I'm talking about everybody's favorite quirked up white girl who's goated with the sauce, Grimes. She's stirring a bit of interesting controversy right now in relation to AI music. I'm going to dive deep into that in a second, give my own opinions, but first, a shout out to our sponsor in this video. That would be the good people over at Movement, who hooked me up with this nice little watch over here. That's right. Look at that bad boy right there. It's a boy and it's bad. Now, you might be asking yourself, Anthony, what do you know about watches? You're a music review guy. You're not the watch guy. Well, I'll have you know I watched it as I took it out of the box and I thought like, whoa, this thing's sick. The watch face is really clean. It's sleek and the strap on it is really heavy and durable and fits really tight, really nice. I'm not really feeling like I'm going to bust this thing on this thick wrist I got. Super easy to take off, to adjust to. The simple look of it makes it easy to kind of wear with anything. I could drop this with a flannel. I could drop it with a tracksuit. I could wear it to a concert or a vegan cookie baking contest. I would say they nailed the packaging on this thing as well. If you wanted to make this a gift for Mother's Day, Father's Day, those are coming up. So if you're in the market for a watch that's stylish, versatile, built to last, then do yourself a favor and check out Movement. Make this thing a part of your routine every day at mvmt.com and get 20% off using promo code FANTANO. Again, that's mvmt.com, 20% off, code FANTANO. Okay, let's talk about left field and future forward pop singer and songwriter producer as well, Grimes, who recently took to social media in reaction to the new AI Drake songs that have been going crazy viral. I'll split 50% royalties on any successful AI generated song that uses my voice. Same deal as I would with any artist I collab with. Feel free to use my voice without penalty. I have no label, no legal bindings, which TBH methinks is kind of crazy. And look, not that I think that AI voice or musical production technology is going away anytime soon, but I don't know. I think with kind of just throwing this out there, you're potentially opening yourself up to maybe a lot of bad things. Maybe I'm too skeptical and cynical here, but I kind of feel like so far from what we've seen from like the AI community, the community of producers and artists who are kind of, using the likenesses of other artists to produce tracks, many of them don't seem to be doing the work that they're doing, creating the things they're creating, to be in service of the artists whose voices they're replicating. And not that I'm worried about guys like Drake getting ripped off or anything like that. He has more money than he knows what to do with, I'm sure. But why does Grimes believe that with this announcement, she'll suddenly get this entire community of people around her just willingly producing one song after the next and giving her a 50% cut for pretty much doing nothing other than being like, yeah, you can copy my voice and put my name on it and that's it. This kind of reads like a really lazy way of going about having the internet just like write your next album for you. What legal grounds does she truly have to claim half of whatever these artists make anyway? Grimes goes on to say, I think it's cool to be fused with a machine and I like the idea of open sourcing all art and killing copyright. We're making a program that should simulate my voice well, and we could also upload stems and samples for people to train their own. She then goes on to also post a link that I guess these producers could go to register and access the vocals, which again sounds cool and fun in concept, but the unforeseen consequences of this announcement, I think are already bubbling up because the next day, Grimes kind of added an addendum to this. Okay, hate this part, but we may do copyright takedowns only for really, really toxic lyrics with Grimes' voice. In my opinion, you'd really have to push it for me to want to take something down, but I guess please don't be the worst, as in try not to exit the current Overton window of lyrical content with regards to sex violence, like no baby murder songs, please. Please, guys, please don't make a bunch of racist songs using the Grimes AI voice. While I acknowledge as much as the next guy how toxic and awful and terrible and predatory the music industry can be when it comes to rights, rights and copyright, IP. Having to worry about things like this is kind of an inevitability of, yeah, let's just kill it and burn it all down and, just like completely open source it. Which, I mean, I think just illustrates that copyright as a concept itself isn't necessarily bad. It's the ways in which it is used sometimes that can be bad. It is a nice thing in concept at the end of the day to seek damages or restitution when people are like completely ripping off your shit, or I don't know, have some kind of say in whether or not some AI technology is using your voice or your likeness to spread messages of hate or, viewpoints that you don't necessarily agree with, which I think adds to many of the points that I made in my Drake video on this topic, that I think there should be some regulation of this stuff, because what Grimes here says in this tweet is a valid concern. And while, the idea of everybody functioning on the honor system and just, doing right by each other and doing the right thing, doing the good thing in any and all cases, it's a nice thought, but there are nefarious and dishonest actors out there. And I think there should be ways of dealing with instances described in this tweet, other than kind of just hopping on social media and saying, come on, guys, don't do it. It's not cool. Because in some instances with some psychopaths, it's not going to get you very far. And look, I'm not saying we need to regulate AI technology, deepfake technology, all that stuff out of existence, but if there could at least be rules, regulations, expectations, and repercussions in terms of what you're not supposed to do with it, the potential harm to people's reputation, or the incredibly bad instances of potential misinformation, being spread across the internet as a result of this stuff, that could get pretty bad pretty fast. Again, if there continue to be no rules. Though, as a little added bonus at the end here, I will say, interestingly, apparently UberDuck is hosting a $10,000 music production contest with Grimes's voice, which is a kind of weird, but maybe also sort of interesting outcome of all this. I would be curious to hear whatever songs are in the top tracks or the one that wins. For sure, we could come back here when all of that is out and give some thoughts on that music once it's available for everyone to hear. The final point in question I want to throw out here before the video ends is, will such a Grimes song or even an AI Grimes album be artful or worthy of critical analysis at this point? And in my view, yes. If not just out of sheer morbid curiosity as to how the thing would turn out, but also from what we see of the process of this kind of music thus far, it still is pretty labor intensive on the human side. Nobody's like just punching Grimes song into some sort of program or algorithm and it's just like pooping out Grimes songs. The track still actually has to be written and produced, and the AI is coming in to sort of like recreate the vocal experience of the Grimes song, which I think is enough human input for it not to be labeled simply as lazy or just the efforts of a program of some sort. Those are my thoughts. You're the best. Love you. Anthony Fantano over here next to my head is another video that you could check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Grimes AI voice forever.